Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm not exactly sure what today's video is going to be, if I'm going to be honest. It's either going to be some kind of weekly reading vlog or I'm going to read a whole book. Honestly, this whole video is to stop my procrastination. I've been having a real problem with procrastination lately, and I'm hoping that by making this video I can attack a book that's been on my TBR and attack a procrastination issue. The book that I'm planning to read this week is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This has been on my TBR for not that long of a time, but it's been hyped up so much on BookTube and on Instagram that I just have to read it now. But I've been procrastinating. I did the same thing with We Were Liars. I procrastinated reading it because I heard the book was so good and I didn't want to be disappointed like by overhyping it myself and then being disappointed. But I was also worried that I wasn't gonna like it and everybody else was, and then I was worried it was gonna meet my expectations. I don't know, I'm just procrastinating. My goal is to start it today, which is Saturday, and finish it next Saturday. So, 8 days of reading. It's a little over 400 pages, so if I read 50 pages a day, I should be able to finish the book, and 50 pages a day, honestly, is really not that much. I am going to procrastinate a little bit more because I want to go to the gym first and get a workout in before I start reading, and then I'm going to read about 50 pages of this and I'll check in there. Hi, so I just wanted to do a quick little update. Sorry, I'm looking a mess today. I don't know, it's just been one of those weeks, So today is Tuesday, and I should be 200 pages into the book by now, but I'm not. I am on page 113, just chapter 13. I didn't get as far as I wanted to because yesterday I ended up spending literally all of my free time uploading a video that has already come out. I will link it. It's my book to TV video with True Blood and anything else. I'll link it above. And that took a lot longer than I thought to edit because I'm just using iMovie to edit and I'm doing it on my phone and it's a lot harder than I thought. Anyways, that's not why you're watching this video. So I'm 113 pages into ACOTAR and I'm really enjoying it. I really like Freya for who she is as a character. She's strong and determined and she's had a rough life. I feel like she's really real. She's a real person, a real character. Like, you could relate to her and feel bad for her. And this world that was built is still being built because, obviously I'm only 113 pages in, so the world isn't completely built yet. But what is being built is very interesting and I'm excited to learn more. I really only know like 5 characters. So there's Freya and her 2 sisters and father, and then there's Tamlin and I think his name is Lucian. I'm not exactly sure because I've heard other people call him Lucian. Those 2 characters are very interesting and I'm really interested to see where the story goes. I will update you again soon. Good morning. It's Saturday morning. Today was the day I was supposed to be finishing this book. I am on page 230 out of, I think there's 416 pages. Doable? Yes. It's a little bit under 200 pages that I would have to read today. Do I want to? Not really. So I'm going on vacation starting tomorrow. It's kind of a staycation because we're not really going anywhere, but I'm still going to be pretty busy for the next couple of days. So I don't know if I'd even be able to finish this by Monday so I could post about it on Tuesday. I mean, the goal is to try. The goal is to give it a good effort. So far, I'm really enjoying the characters and I'm enjoying their interactions. Their relationships make the whole book. And I love, love, love the descriptions that are written about like the fairy world and like the spring court. And it's just all like such beautiful descriptions. And seeing it through Farah's eyes, who's so appreciative of art, like it just makes it seem more beautiful. The reason why I haven't zoomed through this book already is because like I could read a book like this in a couple days. Like, it's definitely possible. I haven't because parts of it kind of drag. So the beginning was really intense and I really enjoyed it. And then as soon as she got to the spring court, the pacing kind of slowed down, which is okay because they had to essentially create a new world after they created the human world. So I get it, and I was trying to be patient, but I was just getting a little bit bored, especially because I know that this book is a romance, and like the complaints I've heard about this book was a romance was too much. And I'm on page 230 and the romance is like barely starting. I mean, I like the romance that's going so far. It's very slow and sweet, and if it was done any other way for these characters, it wouldn't be believable. So I'm liking how that's going so far. I just kind of wish that the pacing would pick up a little bit because they're kind of losing me. I'm still really enjoying the book. I just wish that I could sit here and read the whole book in like one sitting and it being okay, but like my brain is so over here, over there, over somewhere else that as soon as the pacing slows down, I kind of like get drawn away into thinking about what am I gonna make for dinner, or like, oh my god, I still have to fold laundry and stuff like that. And I don't know, does anybody else's brain do that? Like, I just wanna, can you just let me sit here and read my book, please? Anyways, so plans for today. I'm gonna read as much as I can. I'll see you in the next update, I guess. Okay, so it's a little bit after 2 o'clock on Saturday still. I am now on page 274 of ACOTAR, and it picked up again. Like, this book, for me, it's doing a lot of like up and downs with the pacing and with how interested I am in the book, and that's awful. Like, I am interested in the book, I am. Right now I'm feeling like 4 stars just because it keeps losing me, but then it pulls me back in, and when it pulls me back in, it pulls in pretty hard. And I'm excited to keep reading that. So I am going to read a little bit more and see where we get. Okay, so it's been quite a while since I've last updated you. It is currently Saturday. As you can see, a lot has changed. Yeah, so I think last time I updated was last Saturday, so it's been a week. I dyed my hair red with henna. I have been reading, sort of. I got up to page 381, so I have like 35 more pages to go. I was gonna finish this last night because last night I was at like the 70 pages left mark, but I wanted to finish it today because I was getting really tired and I didn't want the ending to be, like, I wanted to be 100% here when I was reading the ending, and I'm happy that I did that. So far my feelings on this are, it's taken a lot of turns that I wasn't quite expecting. So in the beginning, I was getting a little bit bored. Not really bored, it's just like the pacing wasn't where I wanted it to be, and I was like getting a little bit disappointed because I'd overhyped this to myself. Well, that's what I was thinking, I overhyped it, and it was just like, it wasn't getting to where I wanted it to get to fast enough. This is the first book in a series, and it had a lot of world building to do, and it had a lot of character establishment and character introduction to do, so I understand why it was slower in the beginning now. In terms of the romance right now, Feyre and Tamlin's relationship is very like, I thought it was sweet and I really enjoyed it when it was happening. But now that they've introduced a new character, I kind of find him to be more interesting than Tamlin. To me, it seems like Feyre and Tamlin's relationship is sweet, but it doesn't really feel that deep or real. I don't know, maybe because like they just met each other and it seems like a relationship of circumstance. But once this new character is introduced, I find him to be so much more interesting and more complex. And I mean, he is a jerk. There's a lot of things he does where I'm just like, I don't like that. It makes me like question if I want him to be a love interest. But I'm interested to see where the last 30 pages take us. You're doing the most. Let's finish ACOTAR. That was a really good ending. So when I only had 30 pages left, I was worried that the ending was gonna be rushed, but it wasn't. It was done very well. Like it was an intense last 30 pages. Wow, yeah, no, that was really good. The ending was kind of what I expected, sort of. So I knew that it had to end a certain way because I accidentally read a little bit of a spoiler for book 2. Well, sort of. So like I was ordering book 2 on Amazon and I read a little bit of the synopsis and I didn't even read the whole thing. I only read like 2 sentences and that was enough to spoil like the ending for me. If you're gonna like not be spoiled, don't read the synopsis of later books in the series, which seems like common sense. I also feel like if you're reading a book in a series, some things don't hit as hard if you know there are other books in the series, you know what I mean? Like life or death situations, you're kind of like, oh well, I know this character survives because this character is in book 2 and 3 and 4. That's just like a downfall, but I don't fault this book for that because it's not the book's fault. It's my fault for ordering book 2 before I'd even finished book 1. But yeah, I'm gonna give this book a high 4 stars. It's not quite 5-star territory because the beginning I think did drag a little bit. It did take me a little bit to get into the world, sort of. But I really love the characters and I really love Feyre as a character. I'm still not fully convinced I love Tamlin as a character, like kind of. But there's other characters that I like more, which is weird because he's the love interest. So like I liked Lucian more than Tamlin. Just his character was very like witty but loyal. Like they had good banter, like good chemistry with Feyre. And I liked Rhysand because he was very complex and interesting. He's a very interesting character. Even though he was toxic, but he was very like, I don't want to say too much about his character without giving anything away, but I liked his interactions with Feyre more than I liked Tamlin's interactions with Feyre. I don't know, I kind of feel like the romance between Feyre and Tamlin was a little circumstantial, as I've already said, and I'm interested to see if their romance develops further in the next book. So that's something to look out for, but yeah, these reasons are kind of why it's not a 5-star, but a high 4-star, because I really did enjoy it and I would recommend it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.